on confidence and technology. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. You may notice that this week I am renaming or putting a different brand onto the Ask Leo newsletter. I'm going to be calling it Confident Computing, which is more of a focus on essentially what's in it for you. I want to talk a little bit about how I came to that focus and why I think it's important. It all honestly begins with now nearly 15 years worth of questions and their answers. Some time ago, I spent some time thinking about what Ask Leo is really all about, what I've been doing, the kinds of questions that I'm getting, the answers that I'm providing. How is it that Ask Leo adds value to the world? And I decided that, or I realized that in looking at the questions that I've been getting for the past 15 years, there have been thousands of them. I mean, thousands upon thousands of questions. What you see get answered on Ask Leo or in the newsletter, or even the emails that I send directly to people, really it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a common, I'll just say, thread through the vast majority of those questions. I can't really even call it a theme because it's not like it's an explicit request in those questions, but it's something that becomes apparent after you start seeing all the different kinds of questions and problems that people are facing. And that thread is fear, which, to be honest, once I realized it, kind of surprised me, and on the other hand, kind of didn't. Fear shows itself in a lot of different ways in the questions that I get. It's, fear of malware, fear of data loss, fear of getting your account hacked, fear of updates, actually. Microsoft has done a fine job of making us afraid of updates that could disable or destabilize at least our systems or cause something to stop working. There's even the fear of actually doing the wrong thing. Causing some of these other things we're afraid of through our own actions, which is, unfortunate. But again, it's one of those things that's true. Now, I want to be clear. It's not that any of these things that we're afraid of have actually happened to people. They have, but the fear that's comes across from many more people than to which these things actually happen. In other words, people are afraid of things that aren't going to happen to them. They're just not. They happen to other people, and they happen often enough that they might make some headlines. But in reality, the headlines are just enough to make everybody afraid of things that, pragmatically, they don't really have to be afraid of. Now, fear can be paralyzing. It can keep you from enjoying the kinds of things that this wonderful world of technology can bring into your life. It can prevent you from trying new things. It can even prevent you from believing that you can try new things. It can cause you to make mistakes that, ironically, end up making some of those fears come true. So when I think about fear, and what it is that I keep hearing from so many people asking me questions. Again, it's not about the questions. It's about that underlying feeling that, yeah, people are afraid of things. People are afraid of all these things that I've been talking about. What do I do? Well, the opposite of fear is confidence. So one of the things that gets in the way, of course, is what I often refer to as tech speak or geek speak or techno babble is the phrase that I've settled on for now. It's really frustrating because on one hand, there's a lot of information out there. There's a tremendous amount of information out available to you and to me to solve just about any problem we might encounter. The problem, of course, is twofold. One is knowing what words to use when you go searching for an answer to your problem. And then the other, of course, is great. You find some kind of an answer, but you can't understand it. because it's all in technobabble, technical talk, technical jargon that you just don't understand. I've joked for a really long time that part of my job here at askleo is to act as kind of a glorified translator. In other words, I translate the questions that I get into terms that I can then use to search for an answer, or at least understand an answer. And searching for an answer could be on my site. It could be searching for that answer out on the internet. In a lot of ways, I've also referred to myself as a glorified search engine, because very often the answers that I provide really are just links to existing articles, often mine, sometimes those of others. So I'm translating the questions coming in into the terms that I think will find me the answers. But then I also find myself having to translate the answers into something that average people can understand. People who aren't interested in technology, people who aren't as deep into technology and technological terms as for example, I am. I try to translate all that into plain English. And that is a lot of what I bring to the table. Because honestly, once you've got information that you understand, well, from that comes confidence. I do more than just answer questions, obviously. I've talked about this before. I kind of have a deep, dark secret behind what I do. And that's because I believe answering questions is great, but understanding what it is we're talking about is greater. In the sense that if you understand what it is that led you to a problem or the answer that I give you, if I can sneak in a little bit of education along the way, you won't necessarily need to ask the next question. You might be able to figure that out on your own. Or, more to the point today, you'll be more confident about what it is you're doing, what it is you're facing, why it's doing what it's doing. You'll be more confident to protect yourself online. You'll be more confident to handle the errors that you encounter. You'll be more confident to avoid losing data. You'll be more confident to tell truth from fiction, scams from actual solutions, legitimate threats from overblown clickbait. And there is so much overblown clickbait that obviously is feeding the very fear that I started with. You'll have the confidence to do more, to know more, to be more, to explore more of the world, to connect with more people. That obviously today's technology, I feel very strongly, is making available to all of us. I want you to have the confidence to make that connection, to do those things. So making confidence an explicit part of my weekly newsletter's title is as much about reminding myself as to what it is I'm providing as it is to you a promise of what you can expect when you get the newsletter, when you read Askleo articles, when you are looking for answers. I want to give you the answers, but I also want you to walk away feeling more confident in understanding the answer and in doing whatever comes next for you. That's confident computing. Technology in terms that you understand. As always, moderated comments for this video are out on askleo.com/77259. This isn't a narration. This is actually more of a commentary video accompanying an existing article, but it's that article that will have the moderated discussion, the richer discussion that I can provide to you on askleo.com. So until next time, I'm Leo Notenboom. This is askleo.com.